Brantendo, give it to me.
Jon Jones, the situation has got worse since last time we talked about it, and now there's an audio recording of the police phone call of the hotel situation.
Yeah, so the incident with Jon Jones, and I just want to say this before we play it, because I haven't heard this, and when you brought this to my attention, I thought, to be honest, this is a huge story in mixed martial arts. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm not defending Jon Jones, by the way. I saw some people kind of misconstrued what I was saying last week. And that was obviously before details of the situation had come about. Now we know his wife or fiance had blood and the daughter was there and they were scared and the cops were called. And there's no other word for it. It's fucking disgusting. And I'm massively against all of that. Obviously, I don't need to explain that. I don't need to get on my high horse and say I'm against people hitting women. Mm-hmm. Of course, that goes without saying.
Yep.
And now we know this, it's even worse. And but I didn't want to, be a guy to come in and kick Jon Jones while he's down. I don't like doing that, but this is clearly going to do the rounds everywhere. So me playing this is not a world fucking exclusive, but maybe you guys haven't heard it, and I haven't heard it either yet. So let's take a listen, I guess. And I take no satisfaction in hearing this either, because of course John's in the wrong.
Hey, this is Eduardo Caesar's Public Security.
Hi.
Hey, we've got a possible DV call, domestic violence call. Female is bleeding from the nose and mouth.
Yeah, pause it. See, that's what I don't like, from the nose and mouth.
Yeah. Bleeding
from the nose and mouth. I mean, because when I initially saw the report that perhaps it was a bit of a bust lip, you never know. Sometimes arguments... even if there's no violence as such, people there might be a little bit of rough and ready, a little bit of like get off me, and you throw a book, or do you know what I mean? Or accidental, accidental fucking head. No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, but let's say he's trying to leave, and
he's trying to leave, and she's like, "No, you're not," and he's like, "Get off me," and accidentally bruises her lip, and it's a little swollen, and that's kind of what I thought it was. But now they're saying bleeding from the nose as well. I mean, that sounds like he's hit her in the fucking face.
Yeah. I mean, you don't bleed from the nose unless you've taken a massive blow to the nose.
Unless you've taken a punch, I would assume. Yeah, go on, press play.
Do you know where this happened at?
We believe it happened in the room.
Do you know what room?
6716. So she's not admitting to any domestic violence, any physical violence. But I mean, she's bleeding from the nose and mouth. She's down with us while the male is up at the room. And he's actually a professional MMA fighter, Jonathan Jones. And she's like refusing to go back to the room. We're trying to assist her to have her grab her stuff.
They're like, do you know who this is? This is Jon Jones. He's not any MMA fighter. He's the greatest of all time, potentially, and he's a really big dude. I don't know if you saw his Hall of Fame. He's now 260 pounds and he wants to be 275, and he's up there and he's going mental headbutting people. Sorry, Brandon, go on.
And headbutting cars too.
Police cars, exactly. Hell of a head.
You said he's a professional MMA fighter?
Yeah, Jon Jones.
Yeah, you don't know Jon Jones?
Yeah, BMA.
BMA, black male adult.
I believe so. It sounds like it.
Codes. Ah, dear. All right. I mean, we don't need to play the whole thing. It's.
You got the gist of it. I mean, you described the.
You got the gist of it there. We kind of get the idea. John's up in the room. She's got a bloody nose, and the guy at the hotel's like, "I ain't going up to that fucking room." Do you know who that is? It's not any old MMA fighter. If he's done that. If that's kicked off with the wife and the children, if I fucking show up there, no way. Can the police come and can you bring some guns? Maybe a few of them.
Yeah, a lot of officers, please.
Yeah, a lot of backup, please. Oh, man. Listen, I said it last time. I've always had good interactions with John. This is inexcusable. And he came out and he said he's going to stop drinking. I mean, yeah, okay, great. That's good. But... I mean, I don't need to say this to anybody. I mean, I was around this stuff when I was a kid, and I saw a bit of that. I don't want to go into too many details. It sounds from what I read, she's not pressing charges though, right? From what I've read, so
Yeah.
she's not pressing charges.
She hasn't even came out and said that she was even hurt, or she told, I believe, the officers that he didn't hit her.
Yeah.
So she's really trying to cover for him.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Well, listen, it's not for us. I mean, it's disgusting. It's fucking, of course it is. Domestic violence should not be. It's disgraceful, certainly from someone like Jon Jones. I don't need to say that. I'm not giving you any hot takes by sitting here and saying that. John's fucked up once again, and it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. He's a man with the world at his feet. He's clearly got some fucking demons. He needs some help. He needs professional help. I don't believe just not drinking is enough. You know, I think he needs to go to some kind of counselling, some anger management for sure, and he needs to get some counselling. Listen, I started doing anger management earlier this year, and it really, really helped me, you know, because I definitely wasn't in control of my emotions. I never went and did anything like that, but certainly when I was younger, I'd let anger get the better of me, and even sometimes now I wouldn't deal with situations too well. And I started having anger management, and it really, really fucking helped you. You just look at things from a different perspective. And we'd sit down with the therapist, and he'd say, "Okay, talk me through this week. You know, was there any challenging issues?" And normally there would be, you know, and we'd talk about it, and he'd break it down, and you know. And we just see it from a different perspective. It'd show me how I shouldn't be looking at it through that lens. You know what I mean? Breaking it down in many different ways. How could you have handled it? How do you think you made the other person feel? You know what I mean? When you start realizing how you're making this other person feel.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, you think they're doing it to, you know, say I'm having some challenging interaction with somebody. I'm like, this guy's trying to fuck with me.
Yeah.
You're saying this on purpose. No, he's just doing his job.
Yep.
You know, anyway, the point I'm making is the anger management really helped. So that's a strong suggestion. He's obviously got to stay off any kind of drink or drugs, any kind of substances, and he's got to fucking beg for forgiveness.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I think it comes down to him removing himself from the equation, and you know, just understanding the damage that he does to other people.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and the children.
Yeah, I mean, especially for them to
children.
witness that, man.
You know, I mean, I saw some of that stuff as a kid. It doesn't leave you. It doesn't go away.